Hello and welcome to another Workshop Wednesday. Carrie just popped in like literally like 3 seconds before, and I was expecting her to be wearing her School of Bookkeeping shirt,
Well,
and
we don't
it
have it
must be
over here,
laundry
so
day.
we don't have it at this location, so oops. So
All
we're just
right.
going
Well,
natural instead of this busy, crazy shirt.
we will we will let you slide on being out of uniform.
Out of uniform today, but never fear.
All right. So we have a couple things that we want to show you today on today's workshop. Um, Probably are going to blow your mind. um, we Within the last week, we've actually gotten a couple of our quick answers. Quick answers is when our members come in and they start chatting with us. And within the last week, we've had it twice. So we thought we'd do a little workshop about this whole process. And the situation is, it has to deal with regions of QuickBooks Online, right? So QuickBooks Online is obviously a web-based program, right? And you can access it from anywhere. But what gets a little tricky is that there are different regions of QuickBooks Online, right? Because you travel north of the border to Canada,
It's
there's
a
there's
different
some
world up there.
right. I mean, the postal code is not a zip code, right? Addresses are different. They use a different currency. They have various tax, sales tax changes that's very different than it is in the States. So QuickBooks Online or Intuit has developed regional versions of QuickBooks Online. So you have, and they're I don't know, Landon, you remember how many regions there are? I think it's
It changes.
seven. There's seven. There's, Canada, United States,
Or the most
UK, Australia, and then
other
in
world
yeah, there's global, which is like everything,
global,
which
which
is
gets a
everything
which
everything else.
captures a lot of areas.
Yeah.
But
But that's more of like just more of like regional type of things for all things global wise. And there was France and India, but I believe they discontinued those. And so it's
yeah,
it is peculiar, right? So,
moving
um,
target on that.
but
So
but
that's
what happens now, right, is that you as an accountant, your region, the region that you set up your firm, your QuickBooks Online accountant firm in, is only going to be able to accept accountant invitations from that region, right? So if you live on one of the northern states like Illinois or Pennsylvania or New York, where you could potentially have a Canadian client invite you, or somebody who is using the Canadian version of QuickBooks Online, you won't be able to accept their accountant invitation unless you have an accountant's version of QuickBooks Online Accountant, or I'm sorry, Canadian version of QuickBooks Online Accountant. So then it gets a little challenging. Well, how do I set up a multiple regions versions of firms, right? And obviously, you can't have them connected, right? Because they are two separate
different.
total versions of QuickBooks. But what you can do is you can have one login and it have one connection to both the Canadian version of QBOA and the United States version of QBOA. So you can get your invitation sent to one email, and when you accept that invitation, you can put it either in the Canadian firm or the American firm or the US firm or whatever region that you are. So the way that we're going to do this is Canadian. Carrie is going to be the Canadian here. She's going to be, and I'm going to be, the accountant, and we're going to walk through kind of setting this up from scratch, right? So I've got my screen open here, and I'm going to share that. All right. So what I've done here is I've gone to the Canadians version of I'm going to put it in the chat here, Landon, if you want to share that link. So this is where this is the Canadians accountants, dashboard for QuickBooks, right? So you can tell it's Canadian because it's got this CA. That's not California. That's Canada. All right, and then I would go to sign up for free. Now, here's the problem. I can't use the same login that I use to sign up for QuickBooks Online for Accountants with in the Canadian version. You can see it is Canadian because it's asking for my mobile number in Canada. All right, so here is the trick. Right, so first, if you use a Google account or Google Workspace or a webmail that supports this, Google, Gmail will do this, right? So here is my email address, thefinalcut@gmail.com. But throwing that out there right now. So if I get an email, I know it came from you. But it's a Gmail address, right? So I can create a login based off of that Gmail address by just adding a number to the end of it. Now to Intuit or to my login here, it is unique. It's a unique email address. However, it is going to auto forward to my regular email address, right? So I'm going to just use plus 100 because I've lost count of how many times I've done this. So I'll just throw thefinalcut at plus 100@gmail.com.
You
If I can
misspelling
spell it
too
right.
much.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I do it all the time.
All right. And then I am gonna put my phone number in here. So if I get any texts or I don't even know what it do for me.
I don't. Yeah, no, I do know my phone number. It's very easy, but
I'm gonna create my login. I hope I typed it right because does confirm. And then of course I'm going to opt out of all of the marketing here at the bottom here. So
oh yeah, good luck. Sometimes it won't let you continue these
right.
when you sign up. It won't let you continue till you say sure.
Right. Ooh, Canada.
Yeah, but
All right. So now it's asking me, what's the name of my firm? So I'm going to say, Canada firm. Now I need to put in actual some legitimate stuff about Canada, right? So I need a province or a territory, and I need a firm postal code. So fortunately, Google will just allow me to look up what the postal codes are in Alberta, and I'll put that in here. All right. Oops.
Oh.
And I'll just say one full-time employee, and I'm done. Right. So this will create the Canadian firm for that login, but my email is dfinalcut at plus 100 at gmail.com. Any communications from this firm are going to be automatically forwarded to my normal Gmail address. So that's all well and good, right? But here's the problem. You got to remember now, who's who in the zoo, right? So I want to use my own login, my regular US login, to determine whether I want to put it in my regional one or which region I want to put that client in. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go to your team, and I'm going to add a user. And I'm just going to put the real one. I'm just going to put R in there for real. Right. My title is a real login. And then this is going to go to my School of Bookkeeping. I got to spell, this is going to be horrible. KK. Right. I did spell School of Bookkeeping right. Okay. So then, and it's going to be a full user, right? No clients to add here. So I'm going to just hit save here. Okay. So now in my inbox, whoops, we don't want to throw that over there. Back over here, wait for the invite to show up, which should be
Do, do,
Anytime now.
do, 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 do.
I did spell it. Oh, I didn't spell it right. That's oh gosh, I forgot the of School of Bookkeeping, and of
Oh
course I
my.
can't change it now. So I got to delete this user. Do over. R, throw the R in there, and then this would be login. So I can tell by looking at it by knowing which Dan I'm talking about. Dan at spelled school right.
We need to go back to school.
I still did it wrong. No, okay, that's School of Bookkeep.
Yes, that's right. Only one P.
Okay, thank
Everything
you.
else is
Next, okay, full, and next again. Save. Now that I've spelled my own email address right, this
that
should
is fantastic.
send me an invite. We'll wait for that to show up. Now, while we're waiting for that to show up, go ahead and we'll
I'm
stop.
supposed to do something?
Yep. So now, here comes Carrie's as a
Is
Canadian
this me?
customer. Yep,
You see
that's
me?
you.
Okay.
Yep.
All
So
right.
you need to go to Canadian to sign up for Canadian trial here. So I'm going to throw that in the chat here so that you can get to it.
Okay. All right.
All right. So just set up a trial, right? So
Okay.
just toggle that thing at the top there so that you have buy now for 50% off.
Oh,
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, and just pick one. It doesn't matter.
All
Continue
right.
with the free trial, and then you can use whatever login that you want, right? Like if you want to use your CHCon or your Carrie at Complete Business Group. If you have a sign-in, if you have a login already, you can just click on that sign-in at the top.
Oh, I do, but do you want me to do something different for this?
Doesn't matter because you're the Canadian customer, the Canadian client is not gonna doesn't make any difference to them.
Okay. This user's already taken, so.
Right, because you got to click on sign in at the top.
Okay. All right.
Forget what you're.
I don't know what my password is, so there's that. Oh my God. Seriously? There, with all those missed typos, at least I guess my password fast. Okay.
Right. Okay, and then what you're going to do then, Carrie, is once you can get in there, you're going to invite me in. Now you should be able to just hit escape here. Yeah, you can call it Canada Business. Perfect. And then press escape on your keyboard. That'll go through. It should go through. Oh, I guess not. All right, we'll just go through this easy setup here.
Oh my.
Just pick one. Doesn't matter what the business is. Now you should be able to click maybe escape. Can you do escape or no?
Yes. Okay.
Aha.
And now you want me to go to invite my accountant in, I assume.
Right. Which will be me which will be Dan at schoolofbookkeeping.com, and we'll see just how good you are at spelling good School of Bookkeeping.
Girls rule. Boop boop. Oh, hold on.
Now you got to prove who you are.
Yep. Hello. There we go. All right. Did you get the email?
Not yet. So now we'll turn you off here because that's all that the Canadian customers have to do is just invite their accountant. Right. So back over here.
Yes, Susan.
All right.
That's what we do best. Laughter.
Right. That's right.
Makes the day go by faster.
Right. All right. So this is the invitation from my Canadian firm. There you can see that Dan DeLong from Canada Firm invited you to join their accounting firm. So this is still me, right? And this is thing you can do before the invitation from the client or after, just before you actually accept the client invitation. You want to have this
Get all this
finished.
done.
All right, so I'm going to hit invite, accept invite, and of course it showed up on the different screen, right? Which then I'm going to, oh gosh, I want this out here and this back over here. Sorry. All right, so then here's Dan at schoolofbookkeeping.com accepting the invitation. Hope I remember my password. Success. I can now access O Canada Firm, right? So now as a user, when I sign in to QuickBooks Online, right? There's my firms that I am able to access, right? So here's the Canadian firm, and here's my normal schoolofbookkeeping.com firm, and then here's someone else.
Mine? Me?
You have not. I have not done anything with your invitation yet, right? But my login, my single login will now have access to multiple firms. So if I go into the O Canada firm, right, here is just the Canadian firm, and I have 0 clients, right? And if I switch to the School of Bookkeeping firm, a lot more data in here, right? So here's customers and everything else. So this is my U.S. region, and the O Canada firm is the other region. Now, one thing that I can do is that I can transfer master admin or primary admin privileges from the D Final Cut Plus 100, who is now the primary admin. I can transfer that to my Dan at schoolofbookkeeping.com login, and now I've got 2 firms under my same login where I'm the primary admin, right? So let's go back to here. I'll turn this off and look and see. Here we go. Now we've got, trying to think of how to do this here. So you got your invite here.
Once you accept that, will it be on that long list, or it will be? That's what you're going to show.
That's what we're going to show. Okay, so now let me share again. All right, so here's your invite, Carrie. Carrie Kahn has invited you to access their books as an accountant user through QuickBooks Online Accountant. So here I can just click on accept the invitation. And of course, that goes over to another tab. Just where is it? Okay. Let me throw this over here. All right. So I got I'm logged in here. So this is always a good idea, especially if you're dealing with specific logins, is if you're either to sign out is preferred, especially if you've got multiple logins and different Intuit tasks and tabs open, to sign out. But in this case, I know I want to be signed in with the Dan at schoolofbookkeeping.com login, which I am, because I can see my firms here. And then here is the invitation. So I'm going to accept that and ask for my password. I'm going to type in. And look, now I have choices of which firm to accept that accountant invitation from or into. So there's my school book. I'm going to make this bigger because you probably can't even see it. There we go.
Okay.
All right, so there's my O Canada firm, and then my School of Bookkeeping. And if I do throw this in, if I try to accept it into schoolofbookkeeping.com, it's going to give me an error because the regions don't match. Right. It's a Canadian customer and a U.S. region of the QuickBooks Online. So since I have my O Canada firm, I'm going to click on it. Success.
Wow.
And now it takes me back to here. And if I click on O Canada again, lo and behold, there's my accountant invitation for the Canada business, which came from Carrie.
Yay. So when you log all the way out and get to the front, is it just the firms, or will we now have Canada business as well?
Well, let's see here. I don't believe anymore. You used to be able to on this company accountant invitation. You could see actually if I uh, this screen has changed some, so I can't
Yeah.
see here what clients are under which firm.
Okay. So you just click in the firm, Canada,
Yeah,
US, and then you get to okay.
exactly. So if I wanted to log into my Canadian client, I would just use my same login that I already have and just choose the right firm to go into that company. Um, there used to be a drop down where you could see what clients were under each firm before going into it, but it's not here at the moment. So, um, but this allows you. Stop sharing here. This ultimately allows you to have multiple regions of firms uh, under one login and being able to accept accountant invitations under those different regions. So,
That is so cool.
I don't know if that was facetious or not, but
No,
but it
because
is yeah, because I mean otherwise you have to have and part of it is the how do I sign up for a different region using the same email. So using that plus 100
yeah,
or plus one as the Canadian version
got it.
or whatever region it is, that's the key step first, and then inviting a team member, which is your regular login, and then cat's out of the bag. You can accept it under any under your normal email, so you don't have to memorize. Okay, well, my Canadian version is D Final Cut plus 100. My UK version is D Final Cut plus 99. Right, so you don't have to get specific email addresses for each one. Once you invite those additional team members, and ultimately if you want to transfer the primary admin over to that one, you certainly can if you want, but that's the process. So questions, concerns?
I think this is super cool. I had no idea you figured this out, so yay, Dan.
Yeah, and it's funny because like in the last couple weeks, and the challenge is that it's hard to describe that to someone
Yeah, you
in that
have to
whole
show it.
so that's why I wanted to have this whole workshop so we could actually see it. And later on, for School of Bookkeeping, we can trim this down so we can cut out some of the shenanigans that was
The,
happening.
misspellings. The comedy part.
Right, but to make it easier as a resource for for people to be able to do this, we'll probably put this up on a blog or inside of School of Bookkeeping somewhere. But we wanted to do this live and see how it goes. So and look at that, we timed it right. It's about our
Perfect.
half hour.
Excellent.
Right. So next week, we're starting to see the emails of service discontinuation for QuickBooks 2020. So we want to talk a little bit about that service discontinuation, what it means, and unpack the Intuit communication, because of course there's some changes in the way that they've communicated what your actions are when it comes to what do you do now that your desktop version of QuickBooks is discontinuing. Um,
Yes, there's a lot of and there's new things that we can unpack and explain because there's lots of questions in our Facebook group about this. So good
exactly.
topic.
So hopefully you join us then for Service Discontinuation Day.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that on our next workshop Wednesday. And we hope you all have a great week, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good